Welcome to another edition of TitoMan.tv. We are live, coming at you directly from headquarters of God Squad Gaming. Tito.tv is now live. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're new here, we want to first off congratulate you for sitting in and watching a content made by me. I want to extend the invitation for you to find more content if you end up liking what you see here. Just simply search my name or KVKGsG in any and all frequent social and my like pages. We do gaming almost daily, and we have a apparatus that basically encompasses most of games. However, the gaming channel that basically has the encompassing of all types of games, but we do tend to get into little places of ruts. So therefore, we've been focusing on the Arma Reforger game as of lately, and we are going to do a little bit more, and we've been focusing in on the ReforgedZ, which is simply and easily just a modded game mode for Arma Reforger that allows the feel and the idea behind DayZ. Well, that's kind of what they're doing. To better help you understand what this aims to do is to help you understand the history of how this game came about. The actual game DayZ came from Arma. Now, a lot of people know that, but a lot of people don't know that. And it started by simply becoming a mod. Now, if you think about it, this is exactly what we are doing here, except for the new engine, which is the Infusion engine, is being implemented, and they're doing their best to create a mod setup system that basically takes that and applies the same idea. As they have done this, it's continually a work in progress, and we've been testing it as well as just figuring it out. There is no handbook to the ReforgedZ community, and it seems that most people either share information via world chat or simply play the game and figure things out. We have Arma Reforger, two variations of content. We have the content where we practice and become a better soldier, which has basically been concentrated on the server for Twisted Monkeys. And if you do like that, don't worry, we will be jumping back into that here after this weekend. However, at the current moment, we've been diving a lot of time into the zombie mode. So, to catch everyone up with where we are currently and what has happened in the last few lives, we basically have taken the time to learn the basic systems. We've also learned to move around on the map. We've been murdered, so therefore we know that certain areas are a little bit more dangerous than others. And being that the map's on the older Chinaris, I am a Livonia pro, so learning the map, believe it or not, will be part of the process. Being that they give you a map and a light to start out really helps out and has basically set up a very interesting exploring. We will attempt to reach out to one of the God Squad Gaming members, as he was downloading this and said he may join in for the live. So we'll cross our fingers, so if we do have some help on here, it makes things a lot more interesting when we have a duo or a trio. I have reached out to several older members on the God Squad Gaming roster, and we'll see if they're able to get any time and or effort to, hop on and get some gaming done. If we're lucky, Scion will be able to be one of our secret members to join in. Now, with that being said, welcome to another God Squad Gaming exclusive. Tito.tv presents the Arma Reforger.
Radio silence lifted over Tito. Time is a go over. I'm sure the intros get longer over. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of joy.
Hey, welcome out, kids. Yeah, we try to stretch them out anywhere from around 5 minutes to 15 as I prepare everything. So if you're not familiar with the channels, Tito Time we will allow you to know a bit. Basically, it's just a celebration if you were sitting around a table and you were to cheers your drinks. Well, this is a new and improved variant version that allows us to do the same thing but digitally. Now, being that we are not alcoholics, and there's nothing wrong with that if you are, we allow anyone to use their favorites. So therefore, I am a 420 person, and well, you know, we're dedicating our time to that. So that simply is, we will do a countdown, and once that countdown is initiated, you will hear the key term, cheers. Once that is initiated, that is the basic when we whatever toast. So, with all that being said, we're going to prepare to jump into our next gaming live stream, as well as start it off with a bang. Alright, so that should be the introduction. I'm sure there's plenty more to be said, and obviously, like, most people know what the hell is going on when they tune in. But hey, just as we want to make sure that the newcomers are at least somewhat informed. We are still on the road to 500, so we've got probably less than 30 people. So if you're new here, you can also become a part of the first 500. Because remember, no one can take your place if you're there first. So, become a part of the first 500 and become a part of history as we are live. Let's go ahead and load up a little bit of this tow up. We're going to need to get new water, and it's going to take a little minute, so I'll just continually run my mouth. And obviously, if you have any questions, or if you want to say anything, please comment below. I will allow a interesting thing that we will be trying to add coming in the future.
I heard about KVK merch.
Yes, sir. KVK merch is being worked on. We do feature some older things. We have a hat from '09, and then we didn't make another hat till like, I think 2013. But it's time for KVK to become a brand more so than anything. So we'll be working on some of the leading designs to see what will be hip and hoppity hop, or what will be a acceptable KVK. Now, as we weigh out the options, what is it that people like yourself would like to see if we carry a line of KVK products? Are we looking at t-shirts, or are we looking more so at beanies or hats? Alright, we are now putting in some fresh water, as the water we had in there was absolutely disgusting. Good Lord, it was old. Alright. You gotta have fresh water when you have a water pipe.
Baseball cap, t-shirt saying it's Tito time.
Okay, so we want a baseball cap and a t-shirt. So you want, okay, so what that means is actually we need some designs that are basically more oriented towards the actual Tito. So basically we need some memorabilia that represents Tito.tv. Alright, we got fresh water now. We are slowly but surely getting everything ready. Alright, let's clean out the pipe. So I will promise you that you are heard loud and clear, and we will.
TV t-shirt.
A Tito.tv apparel line I never really thought about, but I will definitely dive into the idea. Basically Tito.tv with the Tito time representation. I'll be able to blend in some pretty interesting thoughts. And obviously, if there's any thoughts or art, you are more than welcome to send them through. So if you're watching this later on and you're like, wow, I have an idea, don't hesitate to contact or reach out. Any and all suggestions will be at least looked over and weighed out. I'm not going to hit the moon rock starting off today because that shit killed me yesterday. Like, that was a little bit too much, too early. So we are now going to attempt, we're just going to hit a regular type of alright, so now we're going to clean out the pipe. I think a t-shirt, remember, we would need to try to honor the idea of the colors of KVK and the branding. So it's going to be a black, a yellow, gold yellow, and a
We on the cheap stuff
green.
face with tears of joy.
That's right. We're going back to the default shit. I got some, but I ain't about to do. I ain't trying to be a space cadet. Nope, not a little too early. We're almost done cleaning the pipe. It was, wow, no wonder it wasn't hitting well. Shit was completely clogged. I think one of the better ideas for Tito time in a t-shirt, we need to get like a Richardson type hat. You know how back in the day there was like a sitcom that was what was it? Home Improvement. I want to tie. I would like to down have a nod to that shit. I think we can make something pretty funny. Like maybe something like everybody know what time it is? Tool time. That's right, with Tim the Tool Man Taylor. But we'll redo that bitch. Be like, everybody know what time it is? That's right, Tito time with Tito Tybron the Hater. Well, that's just a beta, obviously. I don't know, that kind of got a little ring to it. I ain't gonna lie. All right, there we go. Damn. That's what happens when you don't clean it out for several days. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and load up. We are now at the time to load. Speaking of load, I got to load in the game as well. We'll cross our fingers for the best luck, and we're going to be diving straight in and seeing what we can get done today. Since we do no longer have Derek on, what I will give the chat system, since Kiz has front and center here today, we're going to allow him to control where we go and how we do. Simply by starting off, what character are we going to be playing with today? Are we going to play with character 1 or character 2? Then we'll need to name the character and set up some lore behind him. We now have a loaded. Oh yeah, we're loaded, baby. So, next we'll do our Tito time. Alright, we're going to be going with NA2. So, here we go. As you can see, NA2 is 22 out of 80. It is Saturday, and it is noontime, so it's obviously about to start filling up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and load. And we're going to go ahead and hit. Alright. I hope everybody's ready. We've had plenty of time. This is probably one of the slower starts we've gotten, but we've got a brand new water with a brand new, clean, spick and span. All right, let's do the countdown, and you know the deal. When we hit cheers, you light it up, or you drink it, or whatever you're doing. 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Go ahead and put the... There we go. Make sure that y'all can hear the bubbling. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Ah, ah. Damn, I'm way up here. All right, we are now in NA2. We're gonna need to find a name for this dude. We're attempting to go look at. Last time I went to the black market, I got killed before I got there, so we're gonna attempt to go there again. Oh my goodness. Now, if we end up linking up with someone, we're gonna probably need to set up a whole entire trip all the way back to the damn coastline. And considering that I don't have any way of maintaining my bike, every time we get a bike, shit gets fucking stolen or it disappears. If I would have known how rare the vehicle was that I stole, I wouldn't have fucking done the dumb shit like run up into a fucking military area with a damn stolen vehicle. But it was worth it because at the end of the day, it made the funniest shit. Because that clip was funny. Put it in a drawer and, you know. Yeah. In case, I don't know, maybe I'll wear it or something. I don't know. I don't care about it. Unless you want to wear it on your other wrist. You act like you got some kind of a new one or something. Uh-huh. Yeah. Welcome to the live.
I'm working 7 minutes.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
I got a really nice boyfriend. Hell yeah. I had removed my PlayStation Pro out of the cart this morning.
I got me a new watch. So I decided it wasn't going to keep happening.
Well,
Hi, Mrs. Tito.
well, hello.
Hi. Hi.
They want, all right, so Kiz said he wants to see, I've mentioned merch from KVK. We've all had hats, t-shirts, and I'm still obviously going to have that for the many of those that would like it. However, he said no, he wants to see a Tito.tv theme. So, that's a pretty good idea. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So he was like, why don't you try something along the lines of Tito time on, like, you know, whatever, however.
He just wants to see his idea up there.
Hey, his idea is working, so I mean, you know. It's cooking. It's becoming a thing now. Like, God, I would hate for this to actually become like a 420 fad, because then people would start to take my nickname, and you'd be like, you know, it's Tito time. And I'll be like, oh, fucking great. My name is turned into a synonymous fucking pothead reference.
Well,
Yeah, you know, I can, so I gotta work on it, but I got the Cheech and Chong reenactment.
Tito.tv car window stickers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I love it.
So I have a sticker. I need to come up with a font that everybody, like, kind of agrees to. You don't have to necessarily stay at that font, but when it comes to presenting it, like, on YouTube or something. Because I just made a change in January to update everything.
I do like the TV show.
Yeah, it's kind of synonymous of the way that I designed it.
Yeah, I like
There's another Tito.tv on YouTube. I don't think so, from what I can remember.
I like the little accent.
And technically, it is my shorthand referencing name.
Right.
It's actually Tito Main, all together, no spacing. Therefore, nobody can come against me, because I do believe one of these people got more people than I got,
Probably.
which is fine.
I still like
And I wish I would have bought KVK.com, and I'm glad that I have KVKGsG.com, but KVK inherently, obviously, stands for something across seas. There's like a company, there's KVK Pharmaceuticals. Yeah, I've had to be really careful with the way that because I'm not giving up that shit, because that is literally tatted on my chest. I made this shit up way before any of that shit.
has to do with
Exactly. And I've been building the complex history, like a basic text style book, but it's going to take a long time to put all them information in. How it would turn into a positive thing, how like it was made up in the small town to battle back against the larger towns and their gangs, and the association of them were bleeding through in different public schooling. And the people that I knew and were involved with caused me to intersect right into that. But instead of giving in to easy temptations, or to be cool, or like, hey, you see these 30 people behind me? They all will fight in my name. And I'm like, wouldn't it be better just to have like a positive fucking group of, gentlemen that would have each other's back only when needed? And it turned into that. Like, basically, like, what's funny was when this was all developing in school, they had thought there was a gang. And it's crazy because, like, there really kind of was a gang being operated. However, they were looking at it from the wrong angle. They had heard that there was a redneck gang, basically, and that the name of it wasn't known, but that they would, kind of like colors, that the red and the blue that they would carry, gangs would. Well, they recognized us to pair. And the only way that you, like, could display it was that you had to have a big-ass Realtree jacket. And it can, dude, they fucking took, you talk about conspiracy theories, these motherfuckers must have sat around and discussed it, because they even had, like, this whole sophisticated, like, because we were all wearing light, like, tan colors, kind of like Russia and a few, they were associating the colors with tears, because they noticed. They're fucking so stupid. They know, like, for real now, I'm not even joking. And they, like, were looking at some of the black dudes that had the same, and they were, like, thinking that they were interlinking with real gangs. They were reaching. We were young as fuck. We weren't, like, we were just starting to now gangs are real, shit. But we weren't involved in that. So they thought that there was some type of Realtree, and they called it the Camouflage Gang. CG. And they literally thought that this was happening. Meanwhile, there's literally a group called KVK that's fucking bubbling up under the surface. And if I would have took, like, the wrong approach, that shit could have turned into a criminal enterprise.
Instead, y'all were positive.
Yeah, because I remember when Brad's mom was dying of cancer, and we were like, you know, back in that day, we were hanging out like usual, but it was shortly after because like if you go way back, there was something called the Dirty Pond Boys, the DPB boys, basically, or DPB, but it's nothing. Literally, it was me, Brad, and Jones getting on a boat, rolling out into the middle of a fucking water, and we would start rapping and smoking. And they were like, and Brad was the one that made it up sometimes, maybe once or twice, but it was more so us just hanging out and talking and cutting a fool to smoke a fucking blunt and then roll back to the land after we were done. But it ended up becoming I'm around fucking like, Brad said, yeah, we're the Dirty Pond Boys. And that stuck. Now, from that, I was just like, KVK could be the acronym for, you know, Killaville, and then it just kind of came together, and then I refer to us as a hierarchy and above all of the super stupid nonsense. And the only way that you can really operate above nonsense like that is become a king. Now, kings aren't always a great idea, but they have worked, and there has been instance. Now, if you're a king over your own area, whatever, well, then like I figured like gaming could intersect. Like I'm doing out tons of stuff.
T-shirt face with tears
yeah,
of
we
joy,
can't put all that on a t-shirt.
Face with tears of joy.
We could have like a Ten Commandment thing and just have like fucking like a size .005 and have the literal story of KVK on the back of the t-shirt. Motherfuckers start to get to looking, they be like, oh my god, that's writing. What the fuck? That'd actually be a pretty cool little thing, like do the well, we're building, back in the day, I was building the KVK commandments, like just the generalized rules.
They have like necklaces and stuff, and it's like the teeny tiny.
And it's a book.
And it's the Bible. If you get it under a microscope, it's the whole Bible written on it.
Yep. Wow.
So that's the same idea.
But a little bit larger. Yep. Oh wow, we're really close. Good deal. Well, as far as ideas for the t-shirt, we could definitely find some pretty interesting.
Yeah. Got a lot of ideas to do for that.
But it graduated into what it is. There's a lot of information with the point, you know, that if I can get at least 75% of it, which I've been putting in via speech to text synthesis, and that helps because I'm not going to be able to write all that. And obviously there's going to be errors and stuff, but eventually once the information is set, you kind of start to organize it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to plug it into the Fox, the Fox, which is Voxfire, KVK Vox, yeah, KVK Fox. That's basically going to be the face of KVK, and then that'll help with disseminating shit. And I don't, that way I'm not front center for everything, because I'm obviously the owner, creator, and upkeep, but there's only so much that people can handle. You know? Right. Not everybody loves Tito. Right.
Tito is a hard pill to swallow.
Well, I had to learn that by running the group, to be honest with you. I had found like there was just a constant small set of people that didn't care for me. Which is just like what? You don't care for me? What did I do to you? You know. But sometimes that's just the way it is. Just like you get a bad feeling about somebody, it's just a feeling. Yeah. But usually it's backed by a reasoning later. You find, or you leave.
No, I see this TV on like Fox News.
Ain't that the truth?
All right, babe, I love you.
Oh, I love you. I'll see you. I'll see you in a little bit. I'll definitely gather an idea or 20. it's more than Tito time. Yeah. So Tito.tv, right? And we got associations of gaming. And let's see here. Well, the way that I did my banner, right? I find that kind of cool, and eventually I'm going to sharpen the banner up a little more. But like, I don't know, like if I don't know, like certain people can make art, but that art that they make out of the smoking, it's like smokable art. Just like it looks cool as shit, right? But the coolest part is that you can light that some gun and you can smoke it, and it's like actually smokable. Like when they do, like, I've rolled myself some pretty cool stuff. Like, I'm nowhere advanced, but I've been able to do, like, obviously the cool things like 3 blunts together, and I called it an extension cord. Doing the cross blunt, lighting up 3 ends. Oh my god, I'm literally going the wrong way. What a dumbass. You're an idiot. You literally cleared the whole entire area without... So the sun's going down. I better start moving. Alright, straight ahead. This is where I got killed last time, literally. Right. It was literally right in these woods. I got shot. The bullet hit like a tree, and then I went... I think I either cut left or I cut right. But the second shot, boom! I was taken out. So, of course, I get pissed off. I whine like a little bitch. I go up in the chat, and I'm like, y'all, watch out. They camping over here by the black market. Then, people start clowning, like 4 or 5 of them. But right at, like, within that period of getting clowned, they were clowning on somebody. Like, the chat just starts going crazy, filling in. Dude starts trying to defend himself. So some dude was like, I wasn't camping, bitch. I saw you running. And then admin comes in talking about, or he act like an admin. Maybe he sucks the left nut of an admin. I'm not sure. But they come in talking about, hey, you gotta watch what you say. You can't snitch out location. And I'm thinking more like, what the fuck, huh? Yeah, and they were like, if you continue to release location of people, I'm like, listen, I never said anything about where somebody exactly was. I just said basically, like, there's a motherfucker. I call it camping. I say, hey, he's out here in the black market regions. Like, shit. I mean, whoops. Okay, now I know. You can't say shit, And of course, they were like, well, you can't do it. Remember that. And I'm like, well, I said, if you gonna be in an area and I get hit while running full speed, that area is outside of something like a marketplace or a trader, I'm gonna announce that shit. And he was like, well, basically, like, yeah, that's against the rules. You'll be banned. I said, okay, 10-4, understood. Like, no use in arguing, because obviously they ain't kicked me out yet. And that was my warning, so there's no reason to sit there and egg it on. So I just dropped it. Borderline, sound like a kid arguing anyway, so. Hey, we made it. Open arson. Now, I'm not really sure. This is my first time here, so, like, I don't know what the fuck. So, like, basically, I've never been here. Okay, yeah, we're definitely close. Alright, so this gas station, the black market, is, I guess, this area? I don't know. Well, we about to find out. So this place, right, is, you can be killed in this place. So I haven't seen anything that said 36 caps. Okay. Yeah, I gotta be careful. Alright. I got 1,000 caps, right? All right, this is where we need chat to come on in and let's talk about this. What do we need? What do we don't need? Okay, so I can sell this. I ain't selling my fucking wristwatch. Are you kidding me? Alright. PDA, and this Intel, and this. And that's it. Now hold the X. Sale successful. Now I've got 3,510 caps. Alright, cool. A deer stand. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Okay, so it looks as if we have a workbench we can build, a well. Okay, so basically all this is for like building shit. Alright, so my best guess is that there are other places that you go talk to these dudes. Oh, okay, I see. Man, I don't like this. Is sketchy as shit. Anybody could just shoot me. Nothing was claimed. Completed quest. Oh, damn it. I gotta kill 7 more. Son of a bitch. Alright. We gotta fucking find. Where's the other, like. Oh, this is not good, dude. It's not knowing what you're doing and running around like an idiot is not good. Okay, so this was the arsenal, right? Okay, yeah. Bro, Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me right now? Somebody is dumb as fuck. And it's me. Oh, lordy. Alright, yikes. And this is the guy I went to earlier, correct? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm already fucking lost. I can't see. Oh, this is sketch as hell, dude. So, is there... Oh my god. I mean, there's gotta be another guy, right? Like, what am I missing? Okay, that's that. The bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, dude. I feel like I'm missing something. Here's the marketplace. That's the quest. Why aren't they individually, like... Well, I'll tell you right now, this shit is nerve-wracking. And now it's dark. I mean, so there's the vehicle. So that means there's got to be like an overall weapons like area. So where is it? Oh my god, searching for this in the dark is definitely not what I was hoping to do. Alright, there's the helipad. If, like, they couldn't kill me, it wouldn't be so nerve-wracking, but yeah, that's the black market, and we've got a lot of money on us. I ain't got it. No. God, this is so fucking dangerous. Is this like an actual crash? It looks like an actual crash. Who knows? Oh my god, this shit is nerve-wracking, dude. I have no clue. Alright, so this is the vehicles, obviously. And then upstairs is what? Alright, that's another one of the marketplace access points. Is there anybody in there? Nope. Oh, this is fucking not cool. So, alright, there's that. There's this right beside me. So we're just missing one. So this is that. Alright. Move, please. But this leads to nobody. Okay. Mapping this shit out is confusing. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? I can't get up here.
Face with tears of joy.
This
Face
is
with
fucking...
tears of joy.
I know, right? This is so fucking... Oh my god, this is... I'm taking too many chances right now. I guarantee you there's something up there. Probably nothing. Let's look. If I go back far enough, I should be able to see the top of this bastard. There is a weapons guy, and I don't know where he's at, and this is irritating me. That bitch ass is on top of the roof for some weird reason. About to fucking cheat. Look it up. So dangerous. Man, what the fuck? So you got mission dude here. He's the mission guy. And I guess the rest of this building's fucking bullshit, show and tell. So there's nothing left on this side. That's it. I'm gonna get fucking shot. Ugh, I hate this fucking shit. Fuck. Go to the black market, they say. Sell your shit, they said. Buy new weapons, they said. Fucking motherfucker, where do I fucking go though? Hey, look at me flashing the light over here. Just blow my fucking ass back. Oh my god. No bullets. Looking scary with no bullets. Oh well, switch your weapon. Okay, I'll switch my weapon. I've got like 4 bullets in this one. Fuck you. Suck my dick, bitch. Yeah, one motherfucker. Oh boy. Oh, you can't climb this ladder. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Joke's on me. They put the fucking shit. Oh my god. They got the goddamn ladder backwards, man. What is wrong with you motherfuckers? I can't. God damn you. I can't. Hey Google. In the game Arma Reforger, in the black market site on ReforgedZ mod, where is in locations of the black market area? What are the locations available to the player? There are known missions, known car, and others. Not Gary's mod. Arma Reforger. We are doing ReforgedZ, and this is Chinaris. There's only 2 available in the East Coast. What is the rules and regulations when it comes down to the black market and the location where the different NPCs are located? Okay, so where are the different, like, exchanges and all that? Wait, you can sell weed in this motherfucker? Oh my God, bro. I don't know shit, bro. Okay, so here's what he's over here babbling about. When you're over here, I am. Oh shit. So basically, I definitely can be killed over here, but I would be a lick too. I guess we'll sit here and fucking hang out because I can't see, and I'm not gonna sit here with a flashlight, but I don't want to just lay. I'm wondering if I can be seen, like from where I'm at. If so, this is the perfect absolute like watch spot. I don't see how you could see. This sucks. It's the safest way though. What are the available black market NPCs here to interact with? Therefore, that we know if we have interacted with all the available NPCs as highlighted with this.
He buys purple heaven bricks. This is the most profitable exchange in the game, but requires you to.
Is this the mod ReforgedZ on the PS5?
Yes, ReforgedZ is available on PS5.
Yes. I'm asking if the black market and the current topic that we speak of, such as the ways to make money and the ways to sell products in the game, is this all accurate when referring to the PS5 variant?
Yes, this information is accurate for the PS5 version of the Reforged.
Okay, with that in mind, the black market has a section, and the sections are divided into quadrants. If you were to look at the map and try to figure out what is what, where should you look relative to the black gas stations, as there are 4 of them, and then under it says black market. As if you were to be looking at the map, you are able to then pinpoint areas of interest. How many?
To pinpoint the black market.
Great. How many NPCs are there in the black market area that you may interact with? Also, you are able to interact with the system that allows you to sell online or digitally with other players. This, along with the interaction with NPCs to access different tiers of things to buy, such as I have family vehicles mission and the building. I have not been able to locate anything.
See, there are typically main NPCs in the Black Market area, each of them bringing a tier of service or gear. NPCs.
So there is no... Okay, so if I have access first, which is the mission giver, then we have the vehicle giver. Also, then beside him is the building giver. Nothing else I can find. There are... Let's set up a way to find them. It's dark currently, and I'm hiding in the back of a truck. This is our time to plan a careful but useful extraction, as we have sold our items that we had that were black market selling only, obtaining ourselves 3,500. What would be the move? Remember, consider the idea that we are trying to show others how to do this as well, and we ourselves are rookies, and this is our first visit to the black market. My first visit was cut short before I could step to any NPC, as I was blasted. Now, having access and being hidden here, I want to have a plan of action, and timing is definitely of the essence of importance. Timing is the definite essence of importance, as we will need to swiftly exit our hidey hole and then deliberately have a plan to move towards whatever. And this would be to find the weapons guy. He will then typically speaking, if I'm in the back of the truck, I can see the gas station across the street that houses the mission agent. With the knowledge of this particular mod, NA2 official ReforgedZ Canaris stress test. Where should I look? Or how should we go about finding the remainder area NPC or areas to visit, as we will need to not be lost looking around? But yes, we'll and accurate. And accurate. Well, basically we're stuck here for the now because I'm not getting my ass blasted right second. I'm just literally hoping that they can't see. I'm pretty sure if I'm in the back of this and it's covered, that you can't see unless you walk up in here and look. But there's two boxes in here too in the way.
We're blended in like Rambo in the mud.
I love it, dude. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to be in a burnout vehicle, but I'm here. Or maybe I am, I don't know. But yeah, we're definitely Rambo in the mud. The current situation in this attached photo is my exact location in regards of looking at it from the player's point of view with the map with the description of that area along with the information of what is the best move time, what we need moving forward with the plan to execute, as we need ammunition, and then we will obviously see what we offer and get the heck out, as we need to go back all the way across the map to finish the mission in Zordon. Door ghost. Something like that. Alright, oh, it's about to rain on these. I make it rain on your host. Alright, we about to get back to the t-shirt idea then. So what kind of t-shirt? Alright, so we got a t-shirt, right? And it's gonna have, so like, they like to do hidden symbolism, right? I'm leaning towards like I think we could do a couple variants and versions of the shirts. We could do the KVK commandments with the K. And it's like, basically, I'd have to divide, I don't know, I'd have to figure that shit out, but I think we can, like, make fun of them. That's what we need to do. Basically, I can make a shirt that implies a new brand's in town. But this brand knows the truth. And this brand is going to basically be like, hey, here's what we got. For an example, we know now that the L Brands was a complete fucking 20-year, 25-year operation of women being basically buying this pretty lingerie that was basically help fuel an engine that basically I ain't even going to begin to try to explain, but it was successfully able to fuel several different engines that all worked towards the same goal. Basically, it turned it into a freight train, and they built their own fucking tracks. That's what they did on some custom shit. You know, as sophisticated and as in-depth as it gets, you're able to really pull down some interesting shirts. So, like, I'm not exactly sure. It would take some thought, but damn, that fucking thunder scared the shit out of me. Whew! I thought I was dead. I thought somebody shot my ass. Whew. You know, a Tito.tv fun fact, number 2,490. When originally starting Arma Reforger, I was under the impression, as I had asked somebody way long ago when the game first came out, that the symbol that says lock on your radio means
It
that your
got me
lady...
to damn thunder.
I'm telling you, kids, like, I had to admit it, like, I thought I was done, bro, like, they could, I'm thinking to myself, how'd they fucking see me? Like, yeah. Oh my god, it had me fucking amped. Let's see. I'm always trying to think outside the box. Ooh, I have a really good idea. The conspiracy t-shirt. Alright?
Best do a Tito time while we hid.
Yeah, you're right. While we talk about this, yep. So check it. I don't know, and it could be a bad idea. Just be honest with me. How cool would it be to have a bunch of squares, right? That kind of like, you know how like you have a square and it has a picture kind of, and inside that picture will be an extravagant, intense, like, you know, painting or picture,
Nice
right?
KVK conspiracy.
And within each of those, you'll have like art, a depiction of art, and dead ass in the picture, like and in each of the squares there'll be a box that you can see, and that's a QR code, and when you scan it, it'll either go to a like YouTube video that'll like go into depth about that fucking particular one, and make it like I don't know, like the top 10, or go even hard and go to like 20, whatever. I mean, obviously this is all forming now, off the cuff, but I don't know why, but I think that's a fucking brilliant idea. I feel like it hasn't been done. It gives me my own lane. It gets me dug in to a t-shirt business that obviously anybody can do. But even if they do my idea from that point forward, I have created something. You know what I'm saying? The Tito.tv. I can make a series line of these t-shirts. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good hit. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, I might. No, not yet. I was just about to say I might even add a little bit of. Nope, don't do it. Yeah, no, we'll take a little bit off there. Yeah, no, that's gigantic. All right, that's enough. That's right. That's good. Anyways, or is there any like or can you think of a better idea to sharpen that, or maybe something that's in the same parallels, or maybe it's a bad idea? What do you think? It sucks because if somebody were to come here, I can't even shoot them because I don't even have no bullets. We're getting close. We got about 15 more minutes. Uh-oh. Silence means that's not probably a good idea. I'll keep trying to sharpen it. I mean, I was thinking something though that separates, you know, that's definitely outside the box. Then that definitely would separate me from the others. Oh, in the same vein as, what the fuck was that? Anyways, in the same vein as the conspiracy series, I could make a couple of those. And then on the same vein of that, I could be like, Tito.tv gamer files. And I call it the gamer files because we can make like a t-shirt series of like the funniest moments or something. And I can make a video that can tie to the t-shirt. No? Okay. Have a picture of KVK, the Fox, Voxfire. Have him on the t-shirt, and he's got like KVKGsG, and he's lifting those letters kind of like up or whatever, with the world on the t-shirt, and then like some kind of text that says Tito.tv, Tito time, like something where it's like Tito.tv and Tito time, bringing the world together one cheers at a time. Or have, I got one. You have a picture of the world, right? And you do a print from the front, which will be either, you can buy 2 variants of the shirt. If you're from the other side of the world in Europe, you buy the Europe, side first, and then the U.S. side back for like the other side would be, vice versa. You can buy either or, but it pictures the same thing, and it would be the world on the T-shirt, and then it would say somehow on it like bringing the globe together one cheers at a time, or something like, or something. I don't fucking know. I'm off the cuff here. It's Tito time somewhere. None of those ideas? So none of those work either. Oh boy, you're tough. God damn. I would. How about a regular T-shirt that just says, okay, we'll go simple. We'll give like a Tito.tv, and then inside of the TV, we'll make the TV and the logo pretty big, right? And we'll make that inside of the TV will basically be playing the game, so it's Tito time. Something like that. Not that either? Damn, dude, you're like a hard nut to crack right now. Out of all those ideas, ain't none of them work. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. What the fuck? Where'd that come from? It's raining now. Thank God I'm in here. I don't know if rain affects anything or like it does in DayZ. I'm sure they're going to work on implementation of that, but I could see where that could be a little bit more of a issue, as this entire process would have to be coded in, I would guess. Alright, well, I've done the Tito time, and I guess that Kiz is disappointed in all my t-shirt ideas. I have a new one, though. This one will work. Simply says Tito.tv at the top, and it has like the arcade galaxy screen, and it has the spaceship kind of decorated in whatever style that's like, kind of cool. And they'll be down little digital things that they're shooting will have like names attached to them, like fucking Activision, and then like names of people that are evil, and like it'll just kind of show the picture. I don't know. We could work on that one. That's about 8 different ideas that could be dissected and ultimately figured out. I ain't seen nobody. I feel like if I had a full clip right now, dude, I would feel like a stalker. Let me tell you about the story of... Okay, before we tell you the story, this story is a fictional story. but it's a good story. I will have a t-shirt that says basically Tito.TV is a KVK God Squad gaming company. And then below it, basically put on the shoulder from the collar down, like this is and then Tito, and then the TV will be gigantic, like it'll take up the whole front shirt. And on the TV, it'll be playing the it was okay. So the TV would show basically a typing screen. Instead of the TV being whatever, we'll shape it kind of like a computer with a keyboard. And on screen will be just like a usual WordPad type script where people like type in text. And the t-shirt's going to have that text, but it'll be fucking very small. And it'll be very like, I don't know what way you'd have to take like some kind of probably magnifying type device. And like there will be a story that literally is on there. I think another t-shirt would be very tricky, but if we did it right, it would be really dope. We'll have a like t-shirt where it says Tito.TV, right? And it just says Tito.TV, crossed it in giant letters. However, if you pinch your shirt and fold it, and like, you can now, it'll say, fuck you. And then on the back, it'll say Tito time, right? And if you fold the back and pinch it, it'll say, cheers. Something like that. I like where you can kind of take your t-shirt and pinch it and then fold it up. And then when you do that, it's like a secret spelling, basically. We're going to be like the masters of the manipulation. Buddy. I would like to make a Tito.TV conspiracy series t-shirts. We'll come up with a high number, but that would have significant value. What number would that be? I'm not exactly too sure, but I know that we could make easy 100 versions of t-shirts. People would love it. I also have a great idea that would basically not help me, but help other people. And that would be like Tito.TV. It could fall in the conspiracy files, but I think this could be different. But this would be like bringing cold cases to the front lines. And basically, it could be like a t-shirt variant of worldwide cases that basically have gone cold. And then like kind of representing the victims as like gone but not forgotten. And bringing awareness to it. May not be a decent idea once it's all like legalities are figured out. You probably can't really do that, but I think the main point is approaching the clothing industry with a bit of the feeling of needing to change things or evolve more so. Like, it would be better, it would be harder for clothing to be made because most clothing is made cheap, quick, easy, and fast, and then it's just thrown out. Like, I would say though, you make decent clothing that you spend more time on, that has better utilization, better materials, study what is the best in what situation, and then build these with technology in mind. Like Velcro and like wire tuckings and stuff like that. You could do some pretty cool things by integrating like technology into a t-shirt. It would be dope as hell to have a like work with somebody who's smarter than me, obviously, where we could team up to do like 3 unique t-shirts from Tito.tv or from the KVK God Squad Gaming clothing line, where we approach the t-shirt kind of like, obviously with the idea I mentioned, and basically make something happen. Like, you know, when you were like a kid, some of us seen or had those light up shoes where you walk, and then when you like started to walk, the lights would bounce around in them. Those were pretty mesmerizing and neat, and then it evolved into having the crazy idea of putting wheels on somebody's feet that could be activated with a certain, you know, mechanism to kicking them on and off, which then deeper went into, because of the skateboarding and the extremeness of approaching different things, they decided to make a fucking basic plastic molding piece that could be slid, and then there was the re-edition of that called slides, and then people started jumping with their shoes and sliding on things. So a lot of, like, you know, the younger generation don't even know. Now that kept going, and that is what we see today, which is the extreme parkour. It just morphs and evolutionizes, and it's super interesting. And that's why I say you push the envelope. That's why I say you do something different. Because I know that y'all will buy some t-shirts just be like to support, but how cool would it be to support and be like, yeah, this t-shirt is definitely different. Then it's like, yeah, well, then here, try this out. And it may not be useful, may be useful, who knows. Everybody, baby, Backstreet's back, alright. Alright, I got it. Oh, headset's gotta be charged now. Okay, got the headset charging. Go ahead, push this back in where it belongs. Alright, we basically are stalkers now. We're just literally just waiting here for daylight. I mean, listen, there are people with night vision that could be sitting in the edge tree line, and there is literally no rule against it. And they could just be waiting. Just breathe in, breathe out. Boom! I also would like to do something, but I don't want to get sued. Like, okay, so obviously Tito.tv is into gaming. I've done live streams for years now, and I've been into games. But it would be fucking awesome to show some love towards the games that I've spent my hours and time uploading and talking about. But you have to be careful, because you can't just put any thing in your t-shirts as, like, obviously its own content. So I would need to try to think about a way to approach it without having to pay a bunch of money or get sued, any of that. So I'm like trying to think of a way to be like salute and nod without having to use any character or actual name. And I don't know if this is even possible. I can't believe kids didn't like any of those. Not a single one, dude. See, that shit is garbage. Straight tier A garbage. They got people cross-dressing in Arma. I'm not racist. I just want to make that clear before I say this. But if you cross-dressing and trying to be weird on the game, I'm shooting on sight, because obviously y'all do enough shooting on sight as it is. No, bad boy, Tito. Don't listen to this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Wake up, motherfucker. It's Tito.TV. Go get your t-shirt. Yeah, make it looking easy. We're basically going to just do something that would be simple, obviously, entering. But the first Tito.TV t-shirt. This will be the one that kicks it off. And I want to leave that in y'all's direction. So whatever, basically, y'all comment. If you listen up closely. This will be guaranteed to come out, but we need you to have input and comment what you want to see. I will try to remind everybody as we go through the next couple of days and lives, and this will literally be one of our front and centers. And then we'll have set up a trustworthy, extension on the website for a store that can be accessed, and not worry about anybody being worried about their information or anything. Making a professional appearance in the scene. The first t-shirt, I want it to be designed by y'all, and basically from that point I'll do my first ever design, and then we'll start on all these crazy ideas I have, and obviously we'll be running them through y'all. Like I would like to have that would be so cool to end up with, like, being a artist that designs these different t-shirts. Like Tito.TV series t-shirts would be a thing. Be like, what? Be like, yeah, dude, he creates some weird shit, but it's cool. Six lampstands. What? These boys be steady talking on there. Crazy part is they could, like, I guess, talk in like a different channel. I don't know. 27 fucking lanterns. You've been busy, my boy. I can't believe that nobody's came here all night. Now that I know that you can be killed, it makes sense that the black market gives you the most for most transactions. Now, I don't know, so like Tito.TV would definitely be their own little branding when it came to those t-shirts. And then KVK God Squad would be different because I can push anything Tito.tv, but the KVK I would have to run 2 different members. I wonder a few questions, such as, is there a... Or, okay, how do I say this? When you're looking at your map at night and you have to use your flashlight, obviously others can see that, right? Playing the game Arma Reforger and using mods to play the mod ReforgedZ, and I will have a few questions related to the game and its behavior, as well as other related information. These will be asked, and also the variant type is console, specifically PlayStation 5 base model. We will need to allow a concise explanation for the mechanics in game, starting with the focus of the black market and its available features, as well as advanced approaches. Then we will try to give a visual explanation to the lay of the area with consideration of the map. The map will be useful tool as a URL. It is raining dark, so we are waiting out the storm as well as that. But this way we will stop or wasting effort looking for and finding new different characters with new Damn it! You scared the bitch piss out of me again. Mother shit of Woo! There. From now on, this will be the thread for information pertaining to and any future bogus questions, any future conversations of will be handled and managed in this thread to keep a solid understanding and keeping the concentration and the as this creates a highly unique process that we are able to use for the perfectionizing processing of information related to this particular game. Lastly, we will be live on air as well as live. We will need to be relaying the information with consideration as if you are speaking to a crowd or possibly thousands. Therefore, you may take a formal approach or a approach that would fit your thought up personality on the fly, as we would need more personality. Definitely need a simulated personality of some type or kind to better understand the explanations as understanding the explanations is much more difficult when you makes it much more difficult as you have nothing but a read of words and no real take this entire thread and gain along with the previous mentions and nodes of information can be connected to this specific thread as we move forward to keep a more organized utilization approach, as this makes the entire process much more manageable from the side of the creator, giving you clearer and more concise input to allow for a more robust output. With all these structures in place, this should absolutely give a foundation for a powerful tool and information center on the KVK God Squad Gaming's Tito.TV live stream. Very own Tito Man, as he is live on Tito.TV. Is currently live on his channel YouTube, Tito.TV. Tito.TV. TitoMan.tv. As remember, as you review this process input, take into consideration this entire input was written by a software that is still a work in progress. Therefore, you must take a approach at certain spelling and words as best as you can. If you struggle or have a doubt that will affect the output, please allow a question and your output to clarify for a better condensed answer. Damn it, bro. This fucking shit is taking forever. Hey, I ain't seen anybody all night, though. Wow, hot. No wonder I'm sweating. La 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 la. Ugh. But I lasted for a while. Lasted till the heat of the day. The good shit.
Inside the house is 77, so I just turned the AC on in the house too.
77 is pretty good for Indian people.
Well, the dogs, can't let them have it that much.
Avoid becoming easy targets while preserving resources for when visibility improves. As we wait out the rain, this thread is now officially designated as the Command and Intelligence Archive for all things pertaining to our current Arma Reforger session. Current tactical status: holding pattern, weather, night delay. Objective: locating and securing the NPC staff/carriers. Strategy: conservation of effort. With a tactical advantage, strategize. As a reminder to the viewers tuning in, KVK is more than just a game of tag. Originating from the trenches, this squad was built to provide a positive alternative to streaming, offering brotherhood, all requiring is friendship, and shared love for the game. Whether it's news, outdoors, or the God Squad gaming division, operating purpose, communication protocol, I have adjusted my processing to account for the software-generated input you are using. I will interpret the technical nuances of the messages, and if a specific term or instruction is unclear, I will pause to ask for clarification to ensure our output remains perfectionized for the live audience. Note to the stream: stay alert. The transition from the ReforgedZ darkness to the light of day is when the real work begins. We are mapping the carriers and optimizing our route as we speak. How would you like to proceed, Tito Man? Would you like me to begin a breakdown of known NPC carrier spawn behaviors in ReforgedZ? Should I prepare a status report for the viewers regarding the KVK business expansion? Or do you have a specific map board that you'd like me to analyze while waiting for the rain to break?
Got a letter today in the mail. Got to renew my license because it's going to expire this year. I have to get an eye exam renewal, and I go to the eye doctor on Thursday, so he's going to send that in.
Get the real ID of that one.
Yeah. Hey, look. Look at my toe, my big toe.
Oh,
That's the scab.
that's the, if I tore that out, just chunk blood everywhere.
Well,
Good
no.
job. Looks pretty healed up.
I know, that's why I'm not wearing a Band-Aid or anything on it.
You're out now.
Yeah. Let it do its thing. I'm not sure about going down and seeing Rogue and Wolf at night. They like to step on my feet.
Okay.
Still letting Tammy do that. But I'm going down during the daytime
Okay.
to see them while they're in the fence.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I didn't get down there this morning, but I'll probably go out there this afternoon to look at the plants that are coming up. See if Bill's mowed that there yet. He had to take his lawnmower to go get it looked
I
at.
heard.
So, I got it back. I just don't know if he went and mowed that little section. You know how he is when he mows. He destroys everything. I got some like canna lilies that are coming up through the pine straw. But I'm trying not to remove any of the pine straw or anything until after we get through these 30s.
So we need to, like, probably, I don't see anybody else trying to help, so, like, we need to plan with it if we can. Like, that's, I don't know if you brought it up or what, or I do, or I think we don't have this weekend, that's it.
Do what?
Shelf.
In
Yeah.
the garage?
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll go on Sunday and I'll probably try to go, what I get done Monday to make sure that we have space that we can paint within the night.
Okay.
And he'll get paid cash. Or I'll just make sure that way it's not on the books and this is something separate. It's a favor.
Right.
It's just not, right? The home affairs, if he comes and does it, and I'm just, okay, we can do it. And exactly. Well, just pay and ask for help.
I was getting ready to say.
Because they're going to try and hire these people that are fucking $100 an hour.
Don't do something like that.
And I'm just like, oh my God, bro. Like, I wish I could do this for you, but $100 an hour is just retarded.
That's
They're
so stupid.
It's going to cost y'all $500-$600.
Had to take a call from my son over. I'm back once again with the Renegade Master face with tears of joy.
We are still here. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, man. If you rewind it back, I literally shot about 13 ideas at you, and then I flushed them all down the toilet because you didn't answer. I kept thinking you were like, nope. I was like, your silence is very telling.
Oh no.
Give me the watered down version over.
Give me a second. I'll brainstorm one.
Alright, babe, I love you.
I love you too. That's the thing we'll do. Oh. see attached clip to give a point of view and an idea of the current hiding place is, to give a better explanation on where the humans are located and how to access. Rewind. Alright, I'm back. Basically, I had said there was a t-shirt where we could take like the time to basically separate them out and do like different approaches to t-shirts, such as having a small box in each one of these small, bigger boxes that'll have like different like conspiracies or whatever, pictures, and then they will have like a QR code in the corner, and then like you can take your phone on somebody's t-shirt, and we could feature like 6 of them on the front, kind of like the GTA boxes, and then like, you know, each one of them depicting something, you know, and then information tied to that depiction would be in the QRC code. And then like if you go to the Q, and if you go that extra step, and then you take the QRC, it actually goes to a place like a video that explains that exact whatever it is, or a deep dive into that picture or depiction. Then I had another idea that had the Tito time, like a Tito.tv on the shoulder and a decent size. And like you would basically be able to have a big ass Earth, and the Earth would be, depending on where it's sold, you can get 2 variant versions. You have the Europe sold one, which is going to have the Europe side and the world of Europe on the front, and then the United States and the other side of the world on the back. And then the US one would have the US and that part of the world on the front. And it would say something to the effect, as you'd have the big ass Earth, it's like I would try to orchestrate something that would look good. That'd be like Tito time. I don't know exactly how. And then maybe on the back something like cheers, you know, tying in the, you know, different notes. Obviously that it needs a ton of work, but it's just kind of the outstretch of an idea. Then I had, as I was going, I was like, well, then we could actually take the conspiracy files. And the conspiracy files, we can make a whole series out of this as whatever we name.
One QR code could promote your channel and merch.
Yeah, you could even do that. And that way, because we're building another channel that is going to be KVK, obviously based, as is another side apparatus. As we have KVK, God Squad Gaming, we've got KVK Outdoors, which is a focus on anything like plants, camping, families, cookouts, outdoors, anything outdoors, like birds and, you know, anything, all that's tied to that. Then you have your KVK like sports, which was deleted and we dropped. We have KVK lifts, which was a lifting and sports competition that was dropped. We had a lot of different ventures. I'm going to name them all, but the God Squad Gaming obviously stuck. And then we have KVK Outdoors with the Z, capital Z at the end. That is the branding, and then that one stuck. And then you got Tito.tv, which is just a actual me, my Tito man, my channel and everything incorporated with me and all my content. And then the newest addition that has now being curated and is being introduced is the world according to KVK, and the number 2 is actually the number 2, and basically we're using the shorten it, we put K2 in a world, the world according to, and it's kind of like a callback, you know. So it's just simply like, if you were to look at it, most profiles have a circular picture. We use the circular to do like the world, and then we put K and 2, and this is basically the KVK Media Association coming out. This is where we take anything from current events, news, but thereof the opinion of the news more so than reporting of the news, and or deep dive investigations and or stories, where basically we approach a documentary stylization, and that makes sure we cover any and all of the current things going on. So like if it's current event, yep, and it's an opinionated kind of based, news. Except we don't just focus on just news. We will have we're going to be more focused on the media aspect. And then, we'll be more, we have this, it's being looked into, cold cases, anything that we basically, KVK says, okay, that's kind of cool, or that needs to be, obviously the topics that need to be talked about that aren't talked about, that's going to be KVK's lunch. That's their dinner. That's their bread and butter. So therefore, when I was looking into doing all this stuff with different, obviously like Epstein, or the different Transparency File Acts and the releases and the files that nobody wants to touch, like the, '09 email leaks or the Hillary probe email leaks, all these things, the WikiLeaks. Of course, many people have already dived in, done this, done that. KVK's job is to pretty much pick, choose, and go, and have a final say in making something that's interesting and worth watching. Topics of conversation that people get to find out the, the news about it, because we're going to be, obviously, we're not apparatus controlled or oppositional controlled. So therefore, what we look into is either what the obvious people that support it want us to look into, and or things that interest people. So there now we have born the world according to KVK. Now K2, KVK K2, basically, I'm just going to call him K2 for short. K2 was just recently finalized, and the accounts have been registered, so we're going to start off slow, as we have YouTube and TikTok. This covers two demographics, a younger and more, different generational side with TikTok, and then with YouTube, I cover the same overlappings and then some, obviously with a whole different community that reaches more into the, identity of both sides are worldwide, obviously, but they both, in my opinion, cover demographics a little bit differently. Both of them overlap, and obviously, but with this, I would also need 2 or more medias, and right now, with obviously not wanting to let it, get ignored or out of control, or I can't keep up, we decided to make a X account, and I think we're going to make a Facebook, which will incorporate an Instagram automatically. Now, I was struggling with that, or going with a Snapchat type of approach. That way we catch a bigger, wider demographic and age range. So I weighed those out, and I think what we'll do is we'll definitely be approaching a finality of decisions. But no matter what, we definitely have mornings. So here in 5 more minutes, we're going to hop out the truck. Now, with all that being said, we finally have a way to dive into stories and set them up. I don't know exactly what ways and what kind of backgrounds, because obviously half the battle is the information, but the other half is putting it into a media form that people will sit there and actually enjoy or watch while the information is, being spoken about. I also had an idea with the t-shirts, getting back to your original question, putting in I love these series ideas where we run different series, but do like a rare limited series where you have kind of like a secret messaging, kind of giving shots back to the elitists and all the clothing companies that like are owned out, just like Abercrombie and Finch and American Eagle are all a part of L Brands. So that means whether you like it or not, they're all in the same idea, all in the same pockets as Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie and Finch, American Eagle, something, something, something. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on. But when you have all that and you weigh it out, it's pretty interesting. All right, we need to find out where everything is now that it's daylight, because I'm not about to just fucking get shot.
I like it. Thumbs up, throwing it back at the system.
Yeah, exactly. Basically with an attempted way of still plausible deniability. Damn, somebody wrecked a fucking chopper, or is that a static? See, I didn't even see that. I'm glad it's morning now, dude. It makes me fucking see. I'll be glad when I get, like, some equipment to allow me to be able to see at night. Like, fucking gee. This game does it better than most. Like, daylight and nighttime on the old actual DayZ, they did it almost the best. These guys, they stepped it up a notch. And I didn't think you could without just flat out cutting out, you know what I'm saying, the lights completely, where you're just walking in dark. But they did it, dude. They shadow blended, and the lights, the way they cast, and they only stretch. The luminosity and illumination only has enough, you know, area coverage, has nice stretching, blending. Like, it did pretty good job. Slop on my knob, like corn on the hobby. Okay, I don't see nobody standing up there, so that defeats the idea of,
Need a set of NVG for nighttime.
we need a set of NVG, you're right, dude. And then we can know, since it's not illegal, as they told me it's illegal to tell on people, right? So, I can hide in this truck once we get ammo, and as boring as these lives have been anyways for most of the people watching, I noticed that the viewership will go down if these, you know, go on for a while, because this is inherently a lot of walking around and saluting. But engagements and fights are probably the definite scariest part, because, you know, you're taking Raiders Arc, or a Vigor, if anybody's ever played that. That's an older one. But they all focus on loot and extractions. But the only difference about this is there's no fucking extraction. The only extraction you get is when you decide to take a break. And only when you decide to take a break can you be safe. Because even if you choose to lock up your loot, set up a whole fucking area, whatever, whatnot. It's a lot of whatevers. It basically don't make two fucking shits of a difference, because it's, if somebody wants to get in and they're determined enough, they'll get in. Unless you have like a, you know, fucking bulletproof method. Now, focusing on yesterday's stream, blending into today's stream, and I'll go ahead and finish up the t-shirt topic, but I think taking that and an approach of doing different series, like I also wanted to do like a series of like 3 shirts where like technology's integrated almost. You know how like there's t-shirts, like, okay, you know how, yeah, as a kid you had those light up ones when you walk. I was thinking of doing something, but see, the thing is, if I did it, it would be like a t-shirt that you would have to advertise as you can't wash it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to be careful and, you know, wear this in certain aspects. But obviously, the idea is not sharpened in my mind. It's just a big cloud. But the cloud kind of goes like this. You have a t-shirt. You partner with some type of technologies, 3M technologies, whomever, however. And depending on how crazy you want to get, but I say, like, okay, you can put pinhole cameras in. You could do that, or you could go with like a structural fit, you know. I haven't quite shaped that out, the idea and all. But I also think that if you would get a successful idea and basically evolutionize, like just like I explained earlier with the shoes. I don't know, you probably weren't here, but basically I went through a whole spill on shoes and how they, progressively had the weirdest turnoffs. And knowing all this, a lot of it didn't continue. But like, you had shoes that were made for skateboarding. And then you had shoes that were made for skateboarding and hiding and whatever you wanted to hide with inside the shoe. Then you had the shoe that was always on the ready and go, and then they had wheels on them. Then they had a way of having a plastic piece on them that you could wheel up and then grind. And then the wheels kind of, were liability, whatever. It's not as popular. Now you got some other company coming in, or maybe the same company, who fucking knows. Now you've got slides, and they're built on the bottom, and they're framed up to be able to just run, jump, and slide into things just like a skateboarder or a fruit booter or whatever. Saying like, yeah, I'm a slides guy. And obviously this didn't last forever, but what it did, and people don't realize it, is it evolutionized. And most people see the break off and think, okay, well, it died out. Actually, it turned into parkour hardcore. Because then it was just jumping around like a maniac or whatever. And you can kind of connect that in a way, regardless. They're similar. And obviously, people started getting the ones that did it very extreme. I remember watching some home videos of people acting crazy, doing flips and doing this, that, and third. And then fast forward to where we are now, and most people are doing it, but doing what we call extreme. Like, basically, like, you got to be doing backflips and landing on a ledge and shit. And then the other people, they're basically climbing up high areas using their strength and muscle endurance to obtain heights via ways that aren't traditional, such as doing, like, back and forth on a wall, where you can extend your feet out and your back to the wall and do what we call a stalemate, basically, in between the walls. But he's able to come out of this stalemate and basically, I don't know what you call it, spider walk, monkey walk, bounce, hop walk. But he can shimmy up the wall for sure. All this shit was basically stemmed off of people approaching it. Like, it's always neat though, man. And obviously, like, I don't see it, but something will evolutionize out of that. It'll probably be on Mars. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, or the moon. Yeah, it'll probably be on the moon, where you go there and you start cutting backflips and shit like that. It's like, what? Like, hell yeah, dude. The Moon Olympics, brother. That's something I wish that we would have done in KVK. I had planned out a whole Olympics, and I got all the way to the pre-stage planning area where I would have had to, like, figured out the games. And if, like, Fortnite would have been more advanced then, as it is now, I would have been able to create a fucking whole unique system, and we could have had fucking the KVK Olympics. What happens when you take everyday Americans and you put them against each other? Well, we already know. But what happens?
Olympics, imagine the high jump face with tears of joy.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I could probably make, honestly, like, just a funny Like, you know what I mean? Like a video, an AI generated version of it. I bet that shit would still be hilarious. But instead of fighting yourselves, America, it is time for the average man and woman to come together. That's right, you heard it here first. Europe, America, Brazil, Canada. Are you tired of America's shit like everybody else? Are you tired of Europe's shit? Is Europe tired of your shit? Everyone's tired of everything, but only the common man are tired, as the billionaires and those who control us laugh down at us and continue to whip us. We decided no more. You can have your Special Olympics and your regular Olympics. We want the KVK Olympics. Introducing new games, as therefore we must use different games, as we have been threatened to be sued, as the Olympics hold over 2,146 media patents, as well as 10,793 word patents, along with 100,273 games patents, as well as temporary patents on basketball, hockey, soccer, horse business, horse racing, formless, jockey, fast, football, bada bada bing, huda huda dada, samanama kuchi, abalabaraba. That's okay though, because at KVK, we know what's going on. And at KVK, we teamed up with God Squad Gaming, and we're going to have the KVK Olympics, as we promised, but it will be cut into sections, welcoming the whole new gaming section. Y'all have esports? Well, we've got G Sports, bitch. So electronic gaming, huh? Well, we've got just gaming, bitch. We're going for the juggler, bitch. And we're going to have all the regular games y'all be using. All of a sudden, everybody's going to want to come play in the KVK Olympics. What is the prize? We don't know yet. The prize pool hasn't been discussed. That's what makes the allure that much greater. However, you will receive awards just as you would at the Olympics. And gold, well, you get gold, but it's going to be a very small piece of gold sitting on whatever we can afford, like a copper plate that'll be like hand graven by like one of our artists or something. We'll figure it out.
Live Intel briefing. Link to TitoMain.tv tactical update.
Oh, we got an update.
Back to the stream, everyone. We are currently
okay.
observing Tito Main holding a high stealth position within the ReforgedZ landscape. As the rain falls, Tito has successfully secured a visual on the black market area from the safety of a covered, burnt-out vehicle. This is a veteran move, using the environment and boxes as natural concealment while carrying $3,500 in fresh profit. With empty mags and high stakes, here's the breakdown of the layout and how to navigate it once the light returns. The black market layout. Quick reference. In ReforgedZ, the black market is usually high risk / high reward. Since you are positioned near the car salesman, you are on the commercial edge of the hub. The hub structure, usually a centralized building or a series of stalls. The lit building in your visual, across the road, is likely your primary point of interest.
Okay.
Weapon NPC, the arms dealer, often located inside the main structure or behind a reinforced counter toward the back of the lot. Look for an NPC standing near weapon crates or wall racks. The exit strategy, to your left and right, are dense tree lines. When you leave the covered wagon, avoid the open road. Stick to the shadows of the building walls. Tactical analysis of your current hideout. Current position, covered wagon / truck bed with crates. Evaluation. Excellent. In low light and rain, the silhouette of a covered wagon breaks up the human form. In ReforgedZ, AI and players often overlook clutter-like boxes. How to access and trade safely. 1. Wait for early dawn. Don't move in pitch black or high noon. Move during the gray period, dawn, so you can see the NPC but remain hard to spot from a distance. 2. The dashing pitch. Once you identify the weapon NPC, keep your interaction brief. Buy your primary weapon and at least 3 to 4 magazines immediately. 3. Visual confirmation. In the image provided, the building with the glowing windows across the street is the most likely spot for the vendor. If the NPC isn't there, check the small shack-like structures adjacent to the car lot. Urgent tip for the stream.
across the street is actually been noted to be the mission area, as the left outer of that building, the left side from our view, is exactly the mission side. Couldn't find much else in there. Where else can we look, or what have I overlooked?
Tactical update. Link to TitoMain.tv mission intel. Copy that, TitoMain. If that lit building is strictly the mission area, then we've identified the honeypot. It draws players and AI in, but it isn't where the trade happens. If you've cleared the left side and found nothing but mission triggers, you are likely overlooking the utility zones hidden in the peripheral shadows. In ReforgedZ, black market layouts often separate the action, missions, from the commerce, vendors, to prevent camping. Here's what you might have overlooked while hunkered down. Zones to scout, post-storm. The back alley, or rear courtyard. Check behind the mission building. Many black market weapon NPCs are tucked into the rear of the structure, often behind a fence or in a small shipping container modified into a shop. They prefer low-profile spots away from the front windows. The car salesman's perimeter. Since you are near the car salesman, look for a secondary small shack or a tent within 20 to 30 meters of his position. In some modded layouts, the black market trader is a lone NPC standing near a campfire or under a camo net, rather than inside a formal building, basements or lower levels. If that mission building has a staircase leading down, the black market, true to its name, is often subsurface. The service bay. Look for garage doors or open bays. Weapon traders in Reforged mods love sitting near workbenches or tool racks. Strategic advice for the $3,500 hold. Tactical warning. If that building is a mission site, it is a high traffic zone. Once the rain stops, players will swarm that lit building to turn in or pick up quests. Your move. 1. Don't cross the street immediately. Scan the area to the right of the mission building. 2. Look for market clutter. Look for static objects like stacked ammo cans, weapon crates, or blue/green tarp. The NPC will be standing directly next to these. 3. Check the prop vehicles. Sometimes the weapon shop is actually the back of a stationary Ural or truck parked near the mission hub. The KVK stealth protocol. Since you are black on ammo, empty, do not run into the mission building. If the weapon NPC isn't visible from your current hideout, it is likely tucked into a smaller, unlit shed nearby. Would you like me to analyze the ReforgedZ loot tables for that specific area to see if the weapon NPC is a rotating spawn? Or should we wait for the first light to do a slow binocular sweep of the backyard?
This is frustrating. I do not have any indicators that there's a place to buy weapons. I have been to all known areas that I can find. We have across the street in each area, we have a computer that allows you to access the area financial online market. You also have the ability to go to a building. The building comes out back, and that would be obvious where cars are bought. Beside that is where building supplies are sold. Then beside that is interact ability for the arsenal. And then behind it is a helipad. And then across the street is the mission building. It's a white building. I just don't see any other areas that have what we are looking for. So I'm back in the struggle. The game has a hard time remembering what happened 5 to 10 minutes before the shutdown, as for some reason it has caused major headaches with any loot found or anything that I do in the last 5 to 10 minutes of a server shutdown. So I've learned to sit still and not do anything, or simply log out and it says 5 minutes to go. As long as I have been in a position 5 minutes before that and 5 minutes to go, I've learned that this is the sweet spot of not having any mistakes, and something has not been aligned or corrected. Therefore, it doesn't recognize anything previously, such as traveling or loot. Looting. And I think someone even said they killed someone 1 minute ago, and they said when they looted the body quickly, they had a server shutdown, and when they logged back in, they had no loot, and their claim is that old buddy was alive still, and there was no indicator that he had gotten the kill. This would back my theory further and prove that there is a sink, or say we sink, perhaps even something major, more so going on the way information is ultimately saved when doing the system restart. Maybe something is tied to the memory, manipulated to be dumped and refreshed. Once the server has restarted, that's essentially what happens, and with that, we move on to into the new fresh state server memory, as now it no longer recognizes any of the short-term information, only the information that has been taken specifically saved for the character data. And any and all information that ties to it, including anything from GPS to loot, all the way to being alive or dead. This is a major issue and probably needs to be addressed and also fixed, but I only can do that through Discord, and the setup process is not as simple as it should be for those work in progress type games. We've been kicked. Yes. I mean, yes, you're right. I'm looking for an NPC character, as the rest of the entire areas have a building and a NPC along with the computer access point. However, this point is not like that. But to not, I obviously have went the extra mile and I tapped into the arsenal. The issue we now would have, if this is your answer to what would be where I need to be, then perhaps why is it that the entire arsenal is aimed at the idea of repairing with a wrench? That is the only available requisition, and obviously this is not what we need, with no other options to choose anything else. I am getting to think that this is just not possible. Where could the arms dealer be? Is there a black market arms dealer, as there has claimed to be? And now I would be surprised that I've been able to sell my items, but not sell. Buy. As a shovel and building materials are the only materials I can buy at this point.
There's no bodies there.
Okay, don't fall asleep on me, Teabag. Teabag, wake up! Teabag, what would you think about? Teabag.
There was many Russians going on this situation for holy. Oh, God. Oh, my.
Declining. Yeah.
It's official, mods have been added to PlayStation for Arma Reforger. So finally, PlayStation players can enjoy all the custom and sometimes weird mods that have been created for the community. So what are you waiting for? Go jump into the fight. It's official. Oh, it's on the runners, they're on the runners. Plus down. Let's maybe down. Oh, shit.
Whoa, yeah.
Let's not back up. Okay. You just go delete it. Let's not back up. Okay.
I'm about to fuck y'all up. Welcome to the party, nigga. Fuck y'all up. We's a man. Alright, we're about to jump back in. It's been long enough for this bitch to rewind. Should we take a Tito time, chat? Is there even anybody in? Nope. 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 There's no one in there. Tito time is now a go. I'm a motherfucker. I'm a motherfucker. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for now.